Jorge Vela.
Our Jorge Vela, he was there. He joins us live with more. Jorge.
Roughly 150 yards south of FM 3142, the ghost hunt took a chilling turn. Instead of a spirit, the boys came face to face with gunfire. Daisy, what started as a reported kidnapping outside the IBC Bank on Sherry Road quickly escalated into a police officer-involved shooting that ended right across this car wash. There's still about less than an hour left for people voting. We see the long line already getting over here, and we'll have complete updates and results all throughout the night. Working for you in Edinburgh, I'm Jorge Vela.
Critics warn it could create new barriers. Our Jorge Vela has more.
Most voters I spoke to say showing an ID is not a concern, but two Valley congressmen and from the very same party are sharply divided. Even though the conflict is over 7,000 miles away, many Valley residents expect for it to affect them, especially right here at the pump.
Our Jorge Vela is live in McAllen.
Yeah, he has more of what this means for both sides of the border.
Daisy, this $1 bill used to be worth more than 20 pesos. Now it is worth about 17. And that is changing the how and where people on both sides of the border spend their money.
Getting a good view of the launch, our Jorge Vela is coming to us live from Port Isabel Junior High, where he's got a good view of Boca Chica and Starbase. Jorge, what did you see out there?
Yeah, all the students roared here as it launched. We were about to do an interview, but I mean, the launch did happen. The students screamed, they're excited. Many of the students have already left. We're still left with a batch here. How excited were you guys when you saw the launch? Where there's a rodeo, there's vendors, as they play an important part of large events like this. Right now I have Val McGregor. Right now the road to the testing site is still blocked off by police vehicles as SpaceX continues to evaluate the situation.
Our Jorge Vela is live at the McAllen Hidalgo Bridge with what is driving these revocations and what travelers are saying. Jorge.
Alexia, most people I spoke to say they're not concerned about losing their visas, but an immigration attorney says there are more reasons than ever as to why visas can be revoked.
Great-grandkids to know that their vuelo stood for something.
There was no incidents reported in the protest as security was tight and guardrails like these were guarding the federal building. However, emotions were high.
There's a lot of pent-up frustration.
We also spoke to Progreso Police Chief Al Perez, who says the police department will not get involved in removing Tremino from Eddie City building unless there's a court order to do so. Working for you from Edinburgh, I'm Jorge Vela. The State Department says it empowers national security, while visa holders have mixed reactions to the increased monitoring.
Our CBS 4's Jorge Vela explains why district leaders say this is needed.
Opinions from the community are mixed, with some residents worried about a possible tax increase. But the superintendent says that passing the bond would not raise the property tax rate.
In Reynosa, residents say some things are back to normal today, but many people are still worried.
Yeah, our Jorge Vela has been following all these developments. And Jorge, you've been speaking with people over there. What are they telling you?
Derek, throughout the day, I spoke to people who live and do business in Reynosa about the situation. They say they're not going out at all or taking precautions if they do. We took the footage to UFO researcher Noe Torres, who says sightings like Elizabeth's are being captured more often. Meyer said that notices to property owners will be sent starting next week. The first public hearing is scheduled for March during the next regular meeting. Working for you in Starbase, I'm Jorge Vela.
La Lomita Chapel with more. Jorge?
Dozens of parishioners gathered in prayer tonight, speaking out against the proposed border wall near the chapel. They say there must be a better solution. Local advocates say it's a critical first step, as right now only about 4% of all federal funding for cancer research goes to children. Blue spray paint spelling out words like fascist can be seen on several of these signs. McAllen police confirmed they're already investigating, and anyone responsible could face fines or possible jail time. Daisy, parents were sent a letter like this explaining what could happen to a student if they form part of a walkout. Now that sparked strong reaction from the community, with some saying it goes too far and others saying that schools must enforce the rules. Jail services will be provided by Cameron County, an agreement similar to what cities across the county already have in place.
Tell us more about what's happening with them.
I spoke to the CEO of 57 Concrete, Eliud Cavazos, who says filing for bankruptcy was the most responsible thing to do in order to make sure his company continues running.
Jorge Vela now joins us from 4 with more. Jorge, what can you tell us?
I spoke to several Venezuelans throughout the day, but many are still afraid to speak out against the Maduro regime as they're going through an immigration process. But the story of Miguel Hernandez is unique, as he once served in the Venezuelan military and deserted his post in 2018 as a humanitarian crisis intensified. Economist Del Sepulveda says even people who are currently in default with their student loans should contact their providers to prevent garnishment from even happening. People are slowly coming and going as they get ready for this historic launch. As you said, today's mission might be the last one of the year. Now, people are coming. We've seen people from Edinburgh. We've seen a DJ even in the parking lot. They were playing some good music. Me and my photographer were listening to that. And the parking is almost completely full here in Isla Branca. Jeremiah, the senators say that border security is stronger now than it was a year before President Trump took office. They also discussed provisions of the One Big Beautiful Bill. On the other side of the border, not all businesses are worried about tariffs. One business owner says it offers a unique opportunity for the region.
Que el bloque de Norteamérica.
The North American bloc as a whole has.
In 2025, the peso appreciated nearly 16% against the dollar, and the trend continues into the first weeks of this year. For many Mexican shoppers who regularly cross into the Rio Grande Valley, American goods are now less expensive, whether for personal use or resale.
For
those of us who come from Mexico, it benefits us because the dollar has gone down a lot. And it really works in our favor as Mexicans to cross over and come buy things here in the United States at its current value.
For those of us who resell, it's easier to resell things over there and make more money. We can buy things at the flea market, like clothes, toys, and candy, and get more profit out of them in Mexico.
While shoppers in Mexico benefit, the same cannot be said for Americans who go to Mexico. Local money exchange businesses are seeing the opposite effect, reporting a slight drop in customers since the start of the year.
We've only been seeing this economic phenomenon for a couple of weeks now.
Lopez says this shift is hard to predict, driven not only by markets, but by global and political factors as well.
Everything depends on the markets. Right now, the global situation of the dollar is a general weakening. Interest rates are also different, and that causes a lot of investment to go to Mexico, along with the remittances. There are many factors that have influenced this economic phenomenon, and it will depend greatly on the decisions that are made at the political level.
South Texas College economist Del Sepulveda says investors are moving away from the dollar due to uncertainty. And while border businesses may benefit from increased Mexican shopping, other factors are slowing down a full recovery.
This time it's not happening that much because there's other factors such as immigration policy and trade policy that slow everything down, and everyone is postponing stuff. All of 2025 was really slow everywhere. Investment really did slow down all throughout the nation, even more so on the border.
Sepulveda says the biggest winners are exporters and resellers in Mexico, but he warns this strong peso could be the new normal, at least for now, as the value of the dollar drops.
The typical dynamic switches back and forth, and today is supposed to switch back and forth, but it's just switching and we don't know what's coming.
Now, Sepulveda says by March, economists may have a better understanding of whether the peso remains strong this year or goes back to the historical range. Working for you in McAllen, I'm Jorge Vela. I spoke to Daniela about her incredible rise and the moment everything changed for her. Daniela Ramirez is far from new to the music scene. She's opened for the world-renowned Mariachi Vargas, de Tacalitran, at venues like the Hollywood Bowl. And in 2024, she won 2 Tejano Mundial Awards, Best Female Vocalist and Mariachi Song of the Year, with her singles Anda, Vuela y Vete and No Sabes de Mujeres. For her, mariachi isn't just music, it's in her blood.
It felt natural. It felt something that, it just felt like something that was for me.
Her love for mariachi began in 9th grade. And by her sophomore year, she won the Grand Champion National title of Best in the U.S. Mariachi Vocalist at the Mariachi Vargas Extravaganza.
It just moved everything around for me. I realized from that moment what I wanted to do with my career.
But her passion started long before that. Growing up listening to Michael Jackson, Luis Miguel, Whitney Houston, Journey, and more, her mother says the signs were there early.
I remember when we were doing like little house cleaning and stuff, she was 4 years old, and she would be singing to music, and I was like, wow, like I literally could tell that she could hold a tune.
Now Daniela's on the verge of releasing her first album, produced by Chris Perez and Robert Bobo Gomez of Cumbia Kings. She's also making history as the first artist signed under their label Brew Mariachi Productions. Her connection with Perez started years ago while filming a music video, a moment she still treasures.
We traveled to San Antonio and went to the studio, started recording, and just really from there, everything came about. And they were like, you know what, we think this is a good vibe.
Her upcoming album features Perez's signature guitar work and music she's been writing with her producers for the past 18 months. While the album still has no title, she says her inspiration comes from everywhere: movies, billboards, nature, and from artists like Cristian Nodal.
I also have some like a little bit of heartbreak songs, a little bit of angry songs in there, but those are all human emotions. And so I'm just representing the regular, I guess, female of my generation type of emotions.
And you'll have a chance to see her perform soon. She'll take the stage at the McAllen Christmas tree lighting ceremony on Friday.
I'm so excited. I'm so excited. When I got the call for it, I was like, heck yeah, I'm gonna go. Most definitely. I'm so excited to be able to, represent the Valley as well, because I'm from here, like I said. And so that will be actually my first time even attending.
Although there's still no official release date for her debut album, Daniela says it will be early next year. Her first single will be titled Nuevo Capítulo. Working for you from far, I'm Jorge Vela.